What's up guys, T-Body Percy here and welcome back to a new Season 2 in-depth video. In this video, we're gonna focus on engravings. As you can see in the background, the entire engraving or imprints related system got changed in Season 2. There are no engraving books anymore. Instead of that, you have a point system. This system is a little bit more tricky to understand and not as easy as the engraving imprints, but I will try to explain it to you as simple as possible. So let's start with the first few things, which is how to get those points or unlock engravings. To answer the second question first, you don't have to actually unlock engravings by doing specific stuff. They will be unlocked as soon as you have at least 1 point from your accessory or ability stone. Just mentioned those sources, your accessories and ability stones are the most important things for imprint points or engraving points. I have currently my 5 accessories and 1 ability stone equipped. Before I forget, this tab can be found in your character window and it's actually pretty neat UI, but I will try to break it down in smaller parts. First of all, as mentioned, your sources for your imprints. Let me talk about accessories first. The rarity of an accessory will decide how many points you will get. And it's important to know that accessories won't only provide you positive stats, they can also provide you negative one. As an example, this necklace will give you 2 of this engraving and 1 point at this one, as you can see, and 2 points on a negative stat. If it would be a blue necklace, it will give overall less points, which means it could be like 1, 1 and 1. So the higher the rarity, the more points you're gonna get. I'm also pretty sure tier 2 accessory will give you overall more points than a tier 1 accessory, which is currently the case on Japanese server. Similar to the necklace, you can here switch around and check which part of your accessory give you which benefits if you are confused, and that's actually pretty useful. For example, also my ability stone gives me 4 backstep, but it also gives me 3 times movement speed decrease. Before I explain you guys how to get those things in the season 2, like accessories and ability stones, I need to explain to you how to unlock the actual engraving. It's not enough to have 1 point, as you can see, or 4 points. This is still grayed out. The reason why I have unlocked backstep level 1 is I have 5 points. So to unlock level 1, I need to have 5 points in backstep. To unlock level 2, 10, and to unlock last level, level 3, 15 points. The tricky part about getting the engravings you want is, first of all, get the proper accessories and ability stones, but also you have to pay attention to the bad things. So you don't want to go ham on one of those bad things here. The one bad engraving which is currently active for me is the movement speed reduction by 5%, because it's level 1. If it would be level 2, it would be 10% reduction and then 20% reduction. Same thing can happen also with attack damage, attack speed and armor. So you have to be careful. So it's all about managing, like, how much do I need the backstep engraving and how much am I willing to sacrifice if it has to be done. It is quite possible that you might be able to reach backstep level 3 easily, but on contrary, you have to also get rid of movement speed or attack and so on. The next thing, as I mentioned earlier, where do you get the new accessories? Accessories in season 2 are pretty rare. You can obtain those from Chaos Dungeon, the new one. You can get those also from raids and world bosses. World bosses drop now the accessories instead of engravings. So it's definitely worth it currently to go and do world bosses and bid for accessories. Next source, or actually the only other source for points, are the ability stones. Ability stones can be obtained through Epona's dailies and through raid, to Chaos Dungeon, and we have a lot of other stuff. So it's not that rare to get ability stones. The trick is, it is hard to get the right engravings on it, and of course also to have the lucky rolls on your ability stone while you're trying to polish it. As an example, in the background you can see a Blitz Commander and Cursed Dole. It's not the perfect engraving for me, and here also as the red one you have attack speed reduction. Best case, you will have everything maxed out here, and here 0 points. That would be 10 out of 10. So it's still similar to the old ability stones, but instead of going for stats, you go for engraving points. Basically, that is how the new engraving system works. But before I end this video, there are two things I want to talk about. First, I know people will ask that later in the comment. What will happen with all those people who have specific engravings, who invested a lot of gold to get specific engravings? And just as an example, if you have Crush 3 currently in Season 1, what will happen with it? One thing is clear, all those engraving books gonna get removed. But in one of the Risha's letters, it was mentioned that people with engravings unlocked in Season 1 will get a compensation. It might be in form of points, permanent points. Once again, as an example, if you have Grudge 3, you might get from beginning 3 points in Grudge permanently without having anything equipped which will give you Grudge points. But I personally think that might be a bad idea. Just imagine if all those people with Grudge 3 currently will get the permanent 3 points, and then once Season 2 happens, people join the server as new player, they won't be able to get those permanent points. So they have kind of a permanent disadvantage compared to people who already had the Grudge 3 unlocked. So I think it might be a little bit unfair. Maybe they will compensate those players with other things. But I really hope it's not the permanent point thing. And the last thing what I want to talk about before I end this video is actually also a question to you guys. It is clear in the current Japanese CBT there are no NPCs to reroll the stats on your accessory, like, you know, substats, crit and so on, and there are no NPCs to reroll the engravings on your accessory. Some of you might dislike this, but I personally love this. Let me explain you why. The current one which we have in Season 1, the current engravings and the current substats system is kinda gold and currency heavy. So as long as you have gold, you can get the best engravings, just buy it from the auction house from those people who farmed it, or just reroll your shitty accessory until it has the perfect stats. And that's once again something I really don't like. I would rather have this where you have to grind for your gear instead of, you know, the current pay to progress thing where you just pay to get what you want. What do you guys think about it? Are you guys happy that it's actually now less gold shilling heavy, where you have the endless cycle of reroll to get the perfect thing, but which also means you just need a decent one and you make out of that thing a good next accessory or, I don't know, ability stone? Or you prefer this kind of grind? As mentioned earlier, I love the grind. I dislike the current gold and shilling reroll thing. So let me know in the comments. So yeah, that's it. See you guys on the next Season 2 in-depth video. Bye bye, your Tea Party Percy.